let's look at how our complete note app looks like. So as you can see, in the emulator, you can see we have several notes, and then you can change the look of the note like this, okay, and you can switch it back to this, okay. You can add a note. So let's say today's video, okay. So then the description of the note, uh, it's about note complete app. Good. Then you can select which of the colors you want your note to show in. So let's say we like this color. So is it high, very high, or low? Okay, let's say it's high. Okay, then I save it. So when you save it, it comes here. Okay, this is it. Then we can search for our note. That is, let's say flutter. Okay, flutter something. So this is it. Good. And we can also delete some of the what note, like this one. We can delete this and we say yes. Perfect. So we can add using the floating action button, and we can press to edit. We can change the background colors, and then we can set the priority low, high, and a very high. We can delete and save. That is really cool. What cool note app. And the design or the grid view can actually change into different types. Okay, so let's step into the code. Since today we don't want the video to be very lengthy, we're gonna look at only the added features and then the coded part we have added to already existing note, and we have already handled and then explain how the database handler and the database helper and the classes works. So I'll basically take you through just the basic UI we added to the note keeping app, and then also run you through other codes that we have not explained yet. Good. So we have already learned how to include a application icon, how to start with the SQL and all that. Good. So what we're gonna do is to take you through the code and then see what we have added new to this note keeping app. Okay, so here we are in the pushspec.yaml, and here we only added the SQL flight, and you need to add the path and then the Intel side, and then we also add the staggered grid view, flutter staggered grid view dependency, so that your app can look like this. You can change it into this and that. Okay, good. And then we also learn how to add fonts to our application, so you can cross-check our playlist for our flutter video and then check out how to add different font size. So we added these font size that is called the sans font size. Okay, so sans regular, sans italic, and sans bold. And then the star, we also added italic, and then the weight, it's how bold is gonna appear, it's 700. Good. So if you don't know how to add font to your Flutter project, kindly check our playlist for Flutter and then check that video out. We explicitly explain and also really give you the details and where to download the font and all that. It's good. So you can check that video out. All right. So basically everything here you already know except this dependencies and then this one. Good. Okay, so we are done with the postspec or YAML file, and then let's go to the main main.dat. In the main.dat, we already know what is happening here. That is the note list, and then all this stateless widget we already know. What is new here is basically adding more themes to our project. Okay, and then adding more themes, right? So here, as you can see, we have what we call the theme and then the theme data. So I already explained this in our previous video, but we added an additional code to this. So we have the primary swatch, that is the basic color, that is the purple, and that can be used in our code and as when it is called. And then we have the text theme. The text theme, we have the headline 5 will have this kind of customization. So any headline 5 in our code or in our app will have this font style and then the font width dot bold, and then it has a color of black, and then font size is 24. So our text 2, that is body text 2, also have this customization, that is 20, and then here is 24, that is the font size. So the text 1 also have this customization, and then this font is 18, and text 2 also have this 14 size of customization. So this is basically adding theme and overriding the default style of your text in your app. That so we have also shown you how to add text or font of your type of your preference that we already showed in the previous video. All right, so that is it for the main.dat. Now we called this class here and it's in this file, and here we have explained most of these codes already in our single videos that we did concentrating on each of these files. So this is basically we have a stateful widget which has a creating state, and this creating state is returning a noteless state. Good. And the noteless state we have called the database in here, and then we already know how to create the database helper and then the model class for the database, right? And so we are calling the list of stuff inside and instantiating the database here, and then counting the number of data inside the database using the count, and then this is the initialization and then the axis count. Then we come here to checks. Yeah, if the note list is equal to empty, then pull out what is ever inside or update the list. And then here we have updating the list, we have the app bar of our application, and then the kind of style we are using for our app bar. So this we initialize, or we have already added this inside our main.dat. So the app bar, the top, that is this one. It's using the theme headline 5, and the theme headline 5 is here. Theme headline 5 is actually font 24, and then we are using the sans font type. Good. So that is how we make use of the theme inside our code. And then we center the title to true, and then elevate it is 0. Elevate means it to puff out, and this is 0. And then our leading have the note list dot length is equal to 0. Then the container icon, then we have the search bar, and then the search bar is a black color right here. Good. And then we have this is the background. The default background is actually white. Okay. And then here we also have the final note result. We can have the show search. Okay, and this show search will check the note, and then we'll check the list in the database, that is the note list. And then so if the result is not equal to now, then navigate to the detail result, then the edit page will appear. So if you click here, you see edit page. If we search and we say today tech now, then it will take you to this detail. That is the meaning of after searching, it should take you to the edit page. That is the edit note here. Perfect. And then we have the icon button here. Let's go to the action widget. So Here we have the unpressed state, where this state will help you show the icons and the list on all this side. Yes, and then we have the scaffold. This scaffold will also return our what, app bar, based on which one you navigate to, then it will change. Yeah, because it needs to be dynamic. If it is edit, it should show the edit side and all that. So we have this app bar doing all this magic here up there. So the app bar does not have only the search, it has this, it has the writings, and then it has the grid view changers. And then when you change this should also automatically change based on the functions in the app bar. We have the save and then the delete side. Okay, good. Then these are the icons. So inside our main scaffold, we call the app bar up there, and then we have this one is actually what, this one is actually showing when you have nothing inside, when you have nothing inside the text field. When you have at the home, if I delete all this, you will see this. Click on the what, add button to add note. If there is no note in here, that's what you're gonna see. Okay, or this one, so it's a default writing, and then it's telling you what to do to take an action inside the main. Good. And then this is the default color as well, and then this one will help you to get the note list when you have added more notes. So this is a function that performs that. And this is the floating action button, and this will help you to add note and also help you to what, navigate to the other page as well. And then this is, so when you navigate, you should see this is the toolbar for the action floating button, and then this is just the customization of the shape of this one. You can see it has a circle border. You can see when you add a note, you have this circle borders. Yes, all of them have a circular border, and this is what it does to the program. So 2.0 of circle border and the width. This is the width, the color, and then the borders. Okay, and then we have the icons and then the background. Good. So let's watch here. Here is get note list. So get note list is, this is actually helping you to navigate to different pages. That is the edit side, and also it's checking the rows and all the other list of what, all the list and customization of what, of the note list that has returned on the main scaffold or the interface. Good. So we have apportioned it into rows. So inside a column we have rows. Okay, and the rows, that's all that. All right, though we return the priority color is depending on which color you select to return here. Okay, so if you are adding a note, these ones are the priority. So we have low, high, and then very high, and these ones, each of them have its own color. Then it will return to show which one is high, which one is low, and all that. Yeah, so we have the red, yellow, green. Good. So by default it returns the yellow color. Okay, so we said when it returns a priority of 1, that is this case red, that means it's a high priority, and then it should show this 3 exclamation sign on the note. And then if it chooses the second, if you choose the second priority, it should show 2 exclamation signs on the note. And then when you choose the yellow one, that is the low, it should show the what, the 1 exclamation sign on the note. And then by default it will show 1. Okay, so that is basically what this code is doing. And then Here is the navigate to details. So anytime you navigate to details, it will just check our update list, and then uh, check the title, the note and its title, and then bring the content on the screen. Yeah, or and then move it to the another screen. So we have the navigate or push here, means move to the detail page and then show us what we got. So if the result is true, then update the list view, what is in the database. Okay, so update list view here is final feature database. So database feature database helper dot initialize database. So initialize means just open the database and then pull out what is inside for it to display on our get note list. Good. So this is basically explained in our other videos. These ones are detailed explained in our other videos. So this one is the note detail. Here note detail gives you the, here you need to first import the FLUTTER material. We use this for the database, that is the intel.dat, and then we also call this inside our pushspec.yaml file. So this is the database helper, where we have explicitly explained this in our previous videos, how to write a database helper. And then we have the note.dat. This is the model class, so database model class is also in here. And then we have our utils. This is a widget we created for this color scroll. I'm gonna take you through that very soon. So we have our note detail widget, and this is actually defining the string for the app bar, whereby it should be dynamic. It should help us. These are strings that holds what is coming into the app bar next, and then our note. So this is basically what it's doing, calling the app bar and then in the node list. So anytime it creates, it shows the note detail state. Then the note detail states actually look at the string, returning string for app bar and then note. And then we have the database helper being initialized or called here. That is the helper. And then this text editing control controls the input fields and also regulates the number of text you type inside and all that. So this is form of a check, and this have actually been attached to detail code down here, this and that. So we have the description controller and we have the title the controller. This was explained in a previous video as well. The int color is the initialized color, and it returns an int. All colors return int, and when it's edited is equal to false, then it's a bool. Okay, then we have note detail state. So this dot note and this dot app bar. So the state of the note details have to be dynamic, and then call it by this dot and this dot that. Then we have our title controller here, as I talk about it at the top, and then we have the description also here. So this is about the color. We did this before in our previous video, where this is showing the dialog and also more details of the app bar, and then how the app bar should actually display a text and all that. Then this we come to the icons, the icon row, that is the icons on top of our app bar, like this one is here, and then the color is black and all that. So we say show Discord dialog. All the dialogues that shows on the screen is what is one here. So this one is here. So discard dialog, these are the changes to say yes or no. Yeah, it's happening here. And then we have the color for the action button, and then the on press, when we press show title dialog context and then save it. So this will help you to save what is going to show on the dialog, and show delete dialog. Okay, so anytime you want to delete this icon, you press on it. And then we have the body container. We have the body container, and this is basically for the priority picker, that is the color picker. Priority for all the color pickers has been stated in here. So color picker, it's being controlled here. Good. Then we say show Discord dialog. These are the dialogues we showed when we want to, we call this up there already, but this is actually the method for the show dialog, the details of what it should do. So if it is this is the show Discord itself, and then this is the customization. It should be, it has the round edges, this one, it has the writing, and this, and these are the real functionality. So if are you sure you want to do this, blah 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 blah, is here, and then we have the child node, then how it displays. So on click, then it should what, navigate off the contents and then pop out. So when I click on it, pop, right, you got it. And then when we click yes, it also performs a function, that is move to the last screen. Means move to the first, so you go and then it moves to the first one. This is what it's doing here, navigate off the pop and then move to the last screen. Yeah, that is what it's doing here. And then we say show empty title dialog. Yeah, so here what is apparently doing is when an input field is empty, or when there is no title or all that sort, yeah, title is empty and then there's no blah blah blah, that is what it's gonna show you. So let me save this and then let's see this. So this is empty, so this is what happened. Title is empty, the title of the node cannot be empty and all that. Then you say okay. So this is the onPress function, navigate off the pop. Yeah, this is what is happening here. And let's look, this is also another show dialog. If you are deleting a note, then it can ask you, do you want to delete, like this, you want to delete and all that. So this is what is also showing here. And here we already did this in our previous video, where we navigate to the what, to the large screen. And then this is update title. If it is true, then update. If it is true, update. And then update description. So these are just checkers. Note.title, then title control.text. So the controller up there will make sure the input that you are inputting in the title should be less than 255, and then the description should also to be less than what, 255. So these controllers check that and validate all that. And then save to database. So this is a save. Anytime an action, we have a save somewhere up here. So when you press on the tab, then the save will actually function. That is it here. So on press, when this button is pressed, that is the save button up here. When it is pressed, this function is executed. Where is the function? Here. Good. So save to database is save to database. After I save, you move to the last screen. So note.date will be save, and then it will check update. It will check the database helper to update note. Else wait and then insert note. Then it will enter the database, and also here is the delete button for this. So let's go to the search. The search area, we actually look at how easy you could actually filter out your note if you have a lot of note inside your note app. So you can type like A should bring you everything here. C should, V should show you, yeah, that kind of good search, So anything related will show up. Then you press that, it pops up and then brings you the note list. So this is what the search area actually does. So here is where we've imported the model class here, okay? And here we look at the list of notes that you have. You should search, filter the note, everything, check everything inside the database, and then filter it out. then node.search this.note, then it should pop up all those things inside. So theme is, this is just the customization of how it should look like when we are searching. Yeah, how it should be like. So this is the color, the font, and how it should display. Okay, then we have the icon button for search. So on press, it should just call a query. That is, if we are here, and then in the search button, if we type something, it should query out from the database and then give us some answer. So this is the query. And then we have this is return icon button and then icon. So these are the icons for what, for the search. So this is actually controlling the what, the close, the close here, it is controlling that. So the icon, so when the close is click, it should what, it should be empty, and then remove everything inside the what, the search bar. So that is what it's doing here. And then we have uh, the checks for the query here. So if query is equal to empty, then return container, return the what, the default color, and then the child. This is the cross axis alignment, and then the max axis alignment, and all that. For this is the size of box it should show when it's doing the search and all that. So this one is showing in a nice way, well displayed. Good. That is for the search. And then it's showing some icons right here. So that is for the search part. That's a size box. Then okay, so enter node to search. Enter node to search is here. Enter node to search, right, with the icons over here. Then else filter the node and then check. If you search something inside, filter the list and then give us the right one, and then show it in the size box. This one, this is what it's doing. And then this is also what, the list view, how the search should display really well in the list view per the count of what, searchable words we put in here. Then this is the filter, help us to filter based on the cases, okay, query cases. And then build suggestion, this one will give you the suggestion when you search and all that. So this is pretty much for the search side. So we're gonna leave the code right beneath the video, so you can actually download the source code and then look through very well. If you don't grab the concept, you can check really well. We don't want to keep the video really lengthy. That is why we have some of the codes already written inside where we are about to explain, but most of them had already been explained. Each of them has been explained in our previous video, so you can check it out. So this one is just new, that is why I'm taking my time to explain this here. That is the search side. Yeah, this has already been explained. This is the module class, database module class, and then we have explained this already in our previous video, so there's no need to go over this again. You can check our previous video for the explicit explanation of the module class for database, and this is the database helper. So here we added the dat input and output file helper, and then we have the Sqlite here, and then we have the synchronous package, and then we call our path provider that has been added in our what, prospect or YAML file, and then we have the module class also imported here to help in our database execution. And then here we have explicitly explained how to write this database codes inside your Flutter apps using the help of this package or plugin that is the Sqlite. So anything you write here, you can write the normal SQL language to initiate and then create your database and also update, delete, and all that. As you can see here, we have explained this in our previous video. Okay, so this is basically what we have here, but we added a font to our project, and then we have a special video for what, for adding font to your Flutter project. So when you look here, we have about 3 fonts we use in this video. So that one is in why is that like okay, so we have um, so as you can see, we have where is it? Oh, you can see, yeah, this is what I mean. We have the font inside the asset, and this fonts are called the product sum. So the font itself is called the sans. Good. So we have that in the asset folder. So this is actually running from coming this is a bit on my eyes. Let me just clear everything. Very good. So this is the fonts in here. So we have the first font that is bold, and then the second font is italic, and then we have the third font. That is what we have included here. And then to understand how to actually add this, check our previous video on that is dedicated for adding fonts to your Flutter project. Good. So this is basically the end of this video, and then we're gonna leave the source code beneath this video. So if you are trying to test it and you have any issues, you can leave a comment down, and then we'll get back to you, or you can send us an email as well. Okay, so this is basically the complete video for our note keeping app. All right, so we're gonna do more videos on mini applications and Flutter so that you get more concept. Yeah, some will be writing from scratch, and some too will write the code and then explain details to our viewers. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you actually like the video, hit on the subscribe button and also hit on the notification bell, and also like the video. Peace. You're out.